You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you? Yet all of a sudden there's a massive amount of support for Skull Kid in Smash Bros Ultimate, mainly because we still haven't seen him return as an assist trophy, with various other assist trophies like the Ramblin' Mushroom having the same effects that the Skull Kid used to. Couple that with the heroes versus villains theme they're going for in this game, adding King K. Rool and Ridley for DK and Samus respectively, Skull Kid could join the battle as a really fitting villain for young Link. Sakurai himself knows that Skull Kid is a really popular fighter. Back when he announced Skull Kid's inclusion as an assist trophy in Smash for Wii U, he had to emphasise that yeah, he was only an assist trophy. So could we get the Skull Kid in Smash? I think it's possible, and boy would I lose it if he actually made it. Majora, and its puppet the Skull Kid, is one of the most interesting and unique villains in Zelda, or even in video games in general, and I think it would have the potential for a really interesting moveset. So how do I think this character could work if it joined the battle? So the first thing to note, of course, is that the Skull Kid himself isn't really a threat. The Skull Kid and his two friends the fairies Tattle and Tail were known for causing mischief and playing pranks. Though when the Skull Kid stole the ancient and powerful Majora's Mask from the Happy Mask salesman, the malevolent deity in the mask started to take over the kid, and his pranks got more violent and more dangerous. Eventually it became clear that the Skull Kid was nothing more than a puppet for the evil Majora, who eventually left him behind to face Link in its true forms. Sakurai has been making a point of having characters as accurately represented in Smash Bros as possible. Like Bayonetta for example plays pretty much exactly how she does in her games in Smash. But we've got nothing really to work with when it comes to the Skull Kid fighting, so I think the best way to design this character is to play off the tandem mechanic, the weak Skull Kid and the true threat Majora. The longer the Skull Kid wears the mask, the less we can see of his personality as he becomes more and more consumed by Majora, so it's probably best to base this character on the Skull Kid as he was before the events of Majora's Mask. When there's still a little of his own personality, he has his two fairies, yet still has Majora's Mask. I think that a really cool way to design this character would be to emphasise both the playful nature of the Skull Kid and the raw, terrifying power of Majora. To do this, I think we could have the Skull Kid and his fairies attack with weak hits up close, while Majora can attack with powerful attacks at range. While in the game we don't see Majora attack while the Skull Kid is wearing the mask, we do see it use its powers in the various boss fights at the end of the game, with moves like energy balls or huge tendril strikes. The Skull Kid is a trickster, so in Smash he should be difficult to catch, keeping opponents away with powerful projectiles or long-range attacks. The goal of Skull Kid as a character could be to frustrate and annoy the opponent at long range, so when they finally get in, the Skull Kid itself shouldn't be able to put up too much of a fight, similar to other projectile fighters in Smash Bros like Duck Hunt. So let's have a look at what his moveset could be, starting with the moves performed by the Skull Kid and the fairies. Most of his ground moves could be performed by his fairies Tattle and Tail. While they aren't evil like Majora is, we've seen them join in on the Skull Kid's tricks. The jab could have Tattle and Tail fly in a circle for as long as Skull Kid holds A, similar to Luma's jab, with a finisher as they both fly outwards before returning to the Skull Kid. The tilts could be quick strikes upwards, downwards and in front of the Skull Kid, with both fairies used to set up combos or as get off me moves. Some aerials could be performed by the fairies too, such as a quick strike upwards or forwards with a fairy, which would be weak but long-lasting moves like Wario's forward air. Neutral air too could be Tattle and Tail, a quick spin around the Skull Kid which could function similarly to Ness's Nair. And the final move the Skull Kid can perform himself is a move I'd actually take from Twilight Princess. I know it's very unlikely that this is the same Skull Kid, but it's likely that the Skull Kid in Majora's Mask would have similar powers to this one as they're the same species. Anyway, the Skull Kid's up special could be Forest Ascent. Skull Kid disappears in a cloud of leaves and teleports a short distance before re-emerging. This wouldn't have a hitbox similar to Mewtwo's teleport, but would function as a solid recovery move. Alright, that's enough of the Skull Kid. These moves should be light and quick, but not particularly intimidating at all, unlike Majora's moves. In the boss fight at the end of Majora's Mask, we see Majora fight with tendrils, fire beams and energy balls. The tendrils could work as powerful long-ranged smash attacks. The mask lashes out with quick whip-like arms upwards, forwards or to each side of the Skull Kid for up, forward and down smash respectively. These should be slow, but very powerful and with long range, again working with the theme of the Skull Kid being effective at long range, where these powerful attacks are safe to use, but they're too slow and laggy to use up close. We've still got back and down aerials to cover, and the Skull Kid needs some effective kill moves to close out stocks, so I think a powerful whip behind him with a tendril for a back air could work, as well as a strong downwards blast of dark energy as a down aerial spike. Majora too could cover the throws. By using the same dark magic used to pull down the moon, Skull Kid could grab opponents and use the power of the mask to throw them in one of 4 directions. Alright, now onto the fun bit, the specials. As I said, Majora itself can fire some projectiles in Majora's Mask, so I think we'll look at these boss fights for inspiration. Neutral special could be Majora's Flame, a fire beam that can be charged similar to Robin's Thoron. This move would be highly damaging, but wouldn't have too much knockback. For side special, we could have Majora's Thunder, a quick flurry of balls of electrical energy which is used by Majora's incarnation in the game. For down special, Majora's Curse. I had to include a move as famous as this, perhaps the most iconic moment in Majora's Mask, where Link is cursed into taking the form of a DEKU scrub by the Skull Kid. This could work well as a stun move. An opponent hit by it will be cursed into the form of an immobile DEKU scrub for a few seconds before reverting to normal, allowing Skull Kid to follow up with something like a smash attack. This move would function similarly to Donkey Kong or Mewtwo's down special, though instead of burying or confusing the opponent, it simply immobilizes them for a second. Okay, there's all of the main moves for the Skull Kid and Majora. Powerful but slow long-ranged moves from Majora to keep the opponent at bay, but weak and fast hits from the Skull Kid and the fairies if the opponent gets in too close. This means the character can function as a tricky fighter in Smash, fitting for his prankster persona in the game. His game plan focuses on irritating and wearing the opponents down from long range and finishing stocks with the brutal power of Majora's strong moves. But we've still got one more to go, the final smash. This would have been obvious, the moon being brought down by the Skull Kid to slam on your opponents, but it's now included as an assist trophy in Ultimate, so we're a bit stuck here. Still, I think Majora's Wrath could work. You know, the final phase of Majora's boss fight where the mask takes on a humanoid appearance, complete with huge tendril arms and a menacing head. And since in Ultimate they've done away with transformation smash attacks, instead having final smashes simply hit opponents rather than have the user transform, Majora's Wrath would work by the mask firing a large cloud of dark magic, and anyone hit by this would be transported to a cutscene, similar to how most final smashes work. In this cutscene we'd see the mask transform into Majora's Wrath, before summoning all of its power into one huge tendril strike, sending anyone hit flying. And that's it for the Skull Kid and Majora, or rather my idea for how they could work in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate if they made it in. I would love to see this character in. Majora is one of the most terrifying and unique villains in all of gaming, and it personally is one of my all-time favourite characters. What do you guys think of my moveset? Do you think the Skull Kid actually has a chance to make it in Smash? Leave it in the comments below. Thanks for watching this video. If you liked it, drop a like, and if you want to see more Smash and Zelda stuff, subscribe. Cheers guys, and I'll see you next time.